All right, in this biology lab video, we're going to be looking at what is our nervous system used for? Why do we have it? And what does it do? So let's get straight into it. Now, of course, you've got your pens ready, poised, ready to write some notes. And when we do this, you don't forget, you can always press pause, write the notes, press play again, so you don't miss out on essential features. Try to do that regularly. Don't just try and watch it in one go because your memory won't remember it all. So what do we have in our terms of our biology systems? Well, we have a variety of systems, as you can see on the screen there. We've got our digestive system, muscular system, skeletal system, and we've probably got ones that you haven't heard of, such as the integument system, right, which is our skin. Then we have our lymphatic system. Some people may have heard of that. They're lymph nodes underneath their arms, for example. They get sick, they swell. And then we have the endocrine system. So lots of different systems here. And the one we're going to be focusing on is this one here, right? The nervous system. Why do we have it and what it's used for? Well, it controls all the other body systems. And it does that in partnership with the endocrine system. So these two systems here are probably the most two important systems because they actually control all the other systems one way or another. So let's have a little bit more detailed look at it. So if you are in danger, let's say you're out doing your nature photography and you come across a Siberian tiger, then you're going to be panicked a little bit. You're going to feel your heart rate increase. Probably your legs are are ready to run. Your face just draws and away from all the color that you have, and it's going to go white. Now, all those changes are due to the nervous system. It's very fast acting, and so our nervous system acts very, very fast. And it gets our body ready to run or fight. Okay, when you do more biology, you learn about the flight or fight syndrome. But here, if you saw this tiger, you would want to either run or you want to fight. Not many people are going to fight the tiger, but you certainly want to get out of there. So all the blood goes away from all the different parts of your body that it doesn't need it, like digesting a sandwich or making your skin look nice and pink. It goes to areas that you need it, such as your leg muscles, so you can run. But that's only a very short-lived process, right? Whenever you've been nervous or whenever you've been really under danger or something, you notice that after the event, your adrenaline is still there. It's pumping around your body and it's keeping you going. It's keeping you alert. It's keeping your heart rate high, etc. And that, of course, comes from our endocrine system. So our nervous system and endocrine system work together to keep you alive. All right? That's its main purpose there. Now, if we have a look at some of the specific sort of things that our nervous system does, you can see here I've got a diagram showing you the very, very basic diagram of our nervous system. It controls movement. Now, what do we mean by voluntary versus involuntary? Well, if you volunteer to do something, you are making a conscious decision to say, I'm going to go and do this, as opposed to an involuntary decision. And so the nervous system is voluntary or involuntary. We can control things. So I can go like that with my hand, I can write, I can kick a ball, I can hit a tennis ball with a tennis racket. They're all conscious things that we can decide to do. That is voluntary. But there are things like movement that we can't control. For example, when we swallow our food, we can't control the peristaltic motion, that is the muscles in our alimentary canal that squeezes the food down to our stomach. We can't control that. We can't control our heartbeat. You know, some people say I can slow my heartbeat, but you can't make your heartbeat go, right? You can't make it do little rhythms. So it is involuntary. Our nervous system controls our digestion, as I just said. When you eat, the food goes down into your stomach, but also it can be churned by mechanical motion. But something that's really cool that I remember doing when I was younger, and you may do it as well, but we have our esophagus is so muscular strong that we can swallow water uphill. And so I remember testing that out when I was younger, standing upside down on my head and trying to drink water, and the water goes up into the stomach. So we are quite good at doing that. However, just as a little bit of an aside, birds can't do that. They have to use gravity for the water to go down, whereas we don't. We can force it down. Our nervous system is thinking. It involves using our senses. We can detect heat and pressure and pain, and things like sweating, for example. So all of these things here are controlled by our nervous system. So I want you to think of two more and write two more things that your body does that our nervous system may control, and we'll check up on that later. Our central nervous system is the last thing we're going to be looking at here, because in that last diagram you saw a picture of a brain and a spinal cord, and all of our nervous systems can be broken up into two main sections. The first section is the central nervous system, and that's what it is here. The second one is called the peripheral nervous system, and we're going to look at that in another video. So let's do some writing here. Of course, you've already got lots of notes already down in your book with highlights and diagrams, etc. So our central nervous system is made, let's just make that a little bit thicker than that line there. Okay, so the central nervous system is made up of our brain and our spinal cord. Okay, they're the two sections of our central nervous system. It's center to our body. Okay, what else does our central nervous system do? Well, we know that it controls, right? Because really, it involves the brain, and the brain is controlling all other bodily functions. The spinal cord, what does it do? Right? What does it do? Well, it does a couple of things. One is it transmits messages from all parts of your body to your brain. And the other thing that's also responsible is for your reflexes. So that's a quick video exploring what our nervous system is. You should now be able to explain the importance of the nervous system, what it does, why we have a nervous system, the things it can control. You should be able to describe the two main parts of the nervous system, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system, even though we haven't talked about it in depth, but you still know about it. And I wonder how good your notes are, because when you take notes, we want to make sure your notes are active and they've got detail. After watching this 5-minute video or so, you don't want to have 2 words. All right, so you can see my diagrams here. I've got up with the Cornell note-taking system. I've got some notes, I've got a heading, I've got a date, and with my notes, I'm trying to use color. I'm also trying to put in questions here to help me. So if I'm watching this video and I'm going, well, what does peripheral mean? I've got to write a question, and I've highlighted it red. That's saying I need to go and find that out. I've got green here, which is telling me, yes, that makes sense. I understand what the central nervous system is and its parts, and I've got another question there. So straight away, my notes are active. I'm thinking about them. I've got things to go out and do and revise when I get home or ask my teacher. So that's it. Hope you got all information there, and I'll see you in the next video where we explore more about our nervous system.